everyone, and welcome to another craft video with the Macedon Regional Library. I'm Miss Stephanie, one of the children's librarians, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a paper bag kite. And you can get your materials at your local branch, and there'll be a link at the end of the video where you can see the hours of. And the best part is that we're going to make the kite out of this very own bag. So let me open it up and see what supplies that we're going to provide you that you're going to use to make your kite. So I'm going to get it open now, and something I did want to tell you guys, if you already opened it and it ripped, that is totally fine. You can use any paper bag that you have lying around your house for this craft. So just, if you rip it, so don't feel bad, you can just use another one. So I opened up mine, and here's what I have inside. Okay, I have the instructions, I have 2 craft sticks, I have a long piece of yarn, and I have a streamer. And the things that you're going to need at your house are a pair of scissors, some Scotch tape, crowns and markers, a ruler, and if you have some stickers lying around to decorate your kite, feel free to get as many as you want. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing we want to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to trim the open end of the bag that had the staples in it. So let's get rid of that. We'll put that aside. And then the next thing you're going to do is you can decorate your bag. And you can decorate it however you want. If you don't like this sticker here, you can just either color over it, or you can do what I did with some stickers that I found around the library and just cover it up like that. And then I'm not going to decorate it too much because I want to show you guys a bit more about how to make the actual kite. But I will draw a few, I'll just color around here. And then I'll use my orange and make a few stripes. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the bag. And then, so it's this shape instead. And if you can see, right here, we're going to poke a hole at the top. You can either use a pair of scissors, or you can also use a pencil, which is either way will work fine. Just do a small hole at the top, right here. And I'll make this a little bigger because we're going to thread our yarn through it next. So let me put these aside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece of yarn and I'm going to thread it through the top. And I'm going to have my hand in the bag so I can get the other piece as it comes through. And I'm having a little trouble because I didn't make my hole quite big enough, but there we go. And so I'm threading the yarn through and then until it comes out the other end. But make sure that this end doesn't come out either. And then the next thing, I'm going to take one of my craft sticks, which was in your bag, and I'm just going to tie it to the yarn and just do it really tight, a couple knots. And if you need help with an adult, that's fine too. Sometimes doing knots can be tricky. I just did it over. It's kind of like tying your shoe. You just got to do it a few times before you get it right. So I'm going to do that. And if you don't feel like it's very secure, you can just take a piece of tape and you can tape it to there as well so it'll stay on a little better. And so that's the one end. And then I'm going to take my other end and I'm going to tie the other craft stick to it too. Like this. See, we just do another knot. Let me move my hand so you guys can see a little better. And then tie it right here and tie a little knot. And then you can leave it like this once you've tied your knots, but you can also put the tape on there to make it a little more secure as well. So I'm going to put this aside real quick so I can show you how we cut our streamer. Now, the streamer is going to be cut into 4 pieces, or if you want to make them really small pieces, that's fine too. And there's a few ways to cut it into pieces. The first is you can measure it with a ruler, and this piece is 2 feet long. So 2 feet, if we wanted 2 pieces, they would be 1 foot each, so I would cut right here. And then what I would do, again, these are 1 foot pieces. And then so we want them to be 6 inches. So let me move this so you guys can see it a little better. And see, I'm going to mark my 6 inches right here with the pencil. And that's where I'm going to cut my streamer pieces. So, all right, and then cut the other one. So now I have 4 streamer pieces. So let's get our kite back in here. All right, and then what we're going to do now is, I'm going to move it over a little bit so you guys can see better, is we're going to tape the streamer pieces to the outer end of the bag. So like when we fly our kites, it'll kind of like flutter with the wind and it'll look really cool. So what you do is you just put one inside the bag, take a piece of tape, put it inside and tape it to the bag. And you just do this with all the pieces. And if you want to cut your pieces so they're smaller so you have more of them, that's fine too. It is your kite. This is how I'm making my kite, but if you want to do your kite differently with the streamers, that is totally fine. Because it will look cool no matter what. And then flip it over, and we'll do the same thing with the other 2 streamers. And then just stick it under and press it so it stays. And you can decorate all sides of your kite too. I just didn't decorate this side because I'm more a little focused on trying to show you guys how to make the kite rather than decorate it. And then stick the other streamer in, flip it around, and then we are ready to fly our kite. And I'm going to do a quick demonstration about how you do that. Okay, I just wanted to show you how to fly your kite real quick. I know I'm not outside, but unfortunately it's kind of wet and because of the rain, so if I just went outside, the kite would get wet and you couldn't be able to use it anymore. So I'm just going to show you how to fly it. You're going to hold it with one hand, and then what you'll do is you're going to run outside with a nice wind, and the kite will go behind you, and it will float up with the wind. And you can also, at home with an adult, you can try to have a fan out and see if you can make your kite float up as well. So there you go. Alright, and that's how we can make our kites and we can get them flying. And before I ended the video, I just wanted to share a few books about kites that I really enjoyed. The first one is Asian Kites by Wang Ho King. And this book has kite patterns that are from Thailand, Malaysia, China, Japan, and Korea. And they're a bit harder than the one that I showed you, but I'm sure if you're an adult, you shouldn't have any problems making them. And I'm just going to show you a few examples of kites in the book. The first one is a octopus kite. And so they have all the steps that are really clear, and you can find them. You might have to go out and buy 1 or 2 things, but most of them are stuff that you can have around your house. And there was one more kite that I really thought was cool looking. This one was a bug kite. And it's like a ladybug. And those are both kites that you can make at home and fly if the weather is nice. And then I just wanted to also share a fun story about kites. This is called Stuck by Oliver Jeffers. This is actually one of my favorite storybooks to read. And I like it because it's a book, it is a picture book, but I feel like I'm an adult and I really enjoyed it. And it's just a funny story. Because all I'll say is it's about a story about a boy named Floyd. And he got his kite stuck in a tree. It's pretty common, right? Well, by the end of this book, this is how the tree looked like. And if you want to find out how it got from just a kite to all these things, you're just going to have to check out this book. It's a really funny story about how that happened. So once again, thank you for joining me for our craft video for this month. I look forward to sharing another fun craft with you soon. Have a good day. Bye.